Hello everyone, it's Leela and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a little something different and new for me. We're going to take a look at my very first Disney Descendants doll. Here we have Bridget from the Rise of Red movie. So today we're going to unbox her, take a little bit of a closer look at this doll, and then I might spend some time just rambling about my thoughts about the Descendants movies. So if that sounds fun, stick around, and while you're here, if you like the video, give it a little thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel so that you can see more. Okay, let's get started. Okay, here we have her in the very shiny, glary box. Bridget, the young Queen of Hearts. Looking very cute in all of her precious, pretty pink. And there's the actress from the movie, looking really cute. There's the Descendants Rise of Red logo. And these are made by Mattel. And here on the back talks a little bit more about Bridget, bubbly, generous, and sugary sweet, the kindest soul you'll meet. And yeah, that's Bridget, the young Queen of Hearts. That's her movie costume. Really, really, really cute. I love that outfit. And I think they did a pretty good job translating it, considering for, you know, a playline doll. She looks pretty good. So let's get her out of the package and take a closer look. One thing that she comes with is a tiny little pink cupcake on a tray, which if you've seen the movie, plays a part in the film. So really cute that she has her own little cupcake. And here we'll take a bit of a closer look at the doll. So this is her face. She has a really cute little face with pretty brown eyes. She has these dolls are made by Mattel. She has a very Barbie-ish proportions, very Barbie-ish kind of doll. Reminds me a lot of those. But really nice looking nevertheless. Her nose is really cute. It kind of goes up. And her hair is this beautiful blend of different shades of pink. She has a little flower clasp and a ponytail here that goes to the side, and then curls in the back that just have a lot of product on them. I'm not sure the type of hair, but there's a lot of product, so I'm gonna probably need to wash that out to make her hair a little bit softer, softer looking for display. And her jacket, it has printed on details, but also some sewn details, like hemming around this edge here and hemming here, which is really nice to see from a Mattel doll, because poor Barbies don't get that very often. I like the flower printing on the shoulder here. That is so pretty. It actually looks really nice, even though it's printed details. Like this here, the pattern printed on that looks really nice. And underneath the jacket, she has a little puff sleeve dress with, again, some printed flowers and hearts. But even though it's printed on the fabric, it's sort of like a, I'm not sure, like a knit. No, not a knit. This is like a, honestly, I don't know what that fabric would be called, but it's kind of stiff. It looks really, really nice. And she has a gold necklace with a little heart on it. Chain belt with lots of little details and an asymmetrical hem to her blouse. Really cute. And again, the back of the coat is plain. This lacy tulle hem around the edges. And then my favorite piece, her skirt, which has little layers of what look like cards, in 3 layers of this card metallic printed fabric on the skirt, and then underneath with a nice little pattern. So lots of really nice details in there on this doll. Actually, I'm pleasantly surprised and impressed in person with how she looks. And she has tights with hearts on them. Those are her tights, and then red heels with hearts on them. Again, she can bend at the knees, she can bend at the elbows and the wrists. Look at all that articulation that poor Barbie never gets. um, you know, it's impressive to see Mattel be able to put out a Playline doll like this for $26 for the Descendants movie, and have her have layers of clothing, jewelry, articulation, hair accessories, a non-pixelated screening. Look at her face, it's not pixelated. I'm impressed that they're able to do that and that they did that for this line of dolls. She's really cute. Okay, here we have Bridget. I found a stand for her. She doesn't want to stand up straight for some reason, but never mind that. And I'm really pleased with the quality of the doll. She's really cute. So how I ended up getting into this doll, and getting into the Descendants is kind of a funny story. So when these dolls came out a couple weeks before the movie, I saw some posts about them going around, and I was like, wow, that pink doll is really pretty. What is that? And looked into it, and it said, the Disney Descendants, and I was like, I think that sounds familiar. It's like the children of the fairy tale characters, right? That's what Descendants is. And so I was like, oh, wow, that doll is really cute, and watched some videos of this doll, which I normally don't watch. If I know I'm going to get something, I won't watch someone else's unboxing or review of it first, because I want to just like see it for myself for the first time and experience it. But I watched some people's unboxings and looking at her and was like, oh, wow, she's really cute. Like, this makes me want to know more about this character and know more about these films. So I looked into it and was like, oh, that I was right. The Disney Descendants is about like the children of fairy tale characters, but I didn't know if it was a TV series or movies or anything like that. So, the way I am, if I find myself wanting to know about something or getting interested, I need to know like everything about it, as quickly as possible, and then I can be like, oh, okay, now I know about that. Now I like that. That's a thing that I can like. So I kind of like immediately dove headfirst into everything to do with Disney Descendants. A couple weeks ago, on a weekend when I was bored, so I started researching it, and then decided, oh, I should, watch these films and see if I like them or if I have a favorite character, and then I'll decide if I like Descendants, and then from there I'll decide if I want to get the doll, which I don't always do that. Sometimes I just buy a doll if I like it, even if I don't know what it's from. But for this one, I was like, I want to, see if I like it first. So, yeah, I watched the trailers and was like, oh, okay, so this is a new one. It's a new character. It's from Wonderland and all of that. So that's really cute. So I went back and looked on Disney Plus for the older Descendants movies, and there's 3 of them. I didn't realize when I started going into it that it was like a trilogy that like you need to watch in order. I thought it was just like 3 separate movies about it, so I don't know. So I watched the 3rd film first, and it was so confused because it just like picks up right where the one before it left off. And I was like, this is really confusing. What is going on? Who are these characters? But I was too stubborn to like stop the movie, go back to number 1, and then like watch 1, 2, and then 3. I was like very stubborn. So I was like, movies usually get better as they go along. Like it's the 2nd and 3rd, it usually gets better than the 1st. So I'm gonna watch the 3rd because that's what I set out to do. And so even though I was completely confused, I had to pause the film, read a Wikipedia about who are these characters, what are they doing, like what is all of this that's going on. Had to stop it a bunch, and but ended up watching it and was like, okay, this is pretty cute. Like, it's a musical, it's made for TV. It was pretty cute. The characters were pretty cute. I liked it. I was like, oh, okay, that was okay. So I was like, well, I need to know like, what's going on, because it was so confusing watching the 3rd one first. So I went back and watched the first Descendants movie, and I was completely wrong. The movies, the first one is way better than the 2nd and 3rd, and I loved the first of the Descendants movies, again, mainly because of Kristen Chenoweth, because, I mean, who doesn't love her vocal legend and just hilarious, charming human being. So I was like, oh, I really, really liked the first movie. I really enjoyed it a lot. It was a great introduction to the characters, a really cute concept. Like, it's a very, very good concept for something. Like, there's just a lot you can do with taking the characters that are the children of fairy tale characters and then, making them, their own people, and like how they go through life or go through school or like each other or whatever, all that stuff. That's kind of an idea to me that I think makes a lot of sense and is really cute. So I enjoyed the first one a lot, and then the second one, I watched that one. It was like, oh, it was okay. It was pretty cute. I liked it too. So I liked the first three movies. Was happy to watch them. I haven't watched anything like that really before, like as far as like Disney Channel original content. Yeah, so it was new to me, and I enjoyed the process of kind of getting into it. And then, excitedly waited for the release of Rise of Red so we could see these new characters and, the ones for these dolls that I've been seeing going around that look so good and that I wanted to get one for. And so with the Rise of Red movie, it's kind of a reset almost of like the trilogy. I think that, it's just my guess. I don't know for sure. I would assume that this will be like a new trilogy, so we might have like 3 movies maybe for this with these new characters. So it's the new characters from Wonderland. Some of the ones from the previous films are there, but not very many. They've kind of found reasons for them to not be part of the series anymore. I guess that they've moved on to other things. Yeah, and so it's like looking forward to the movie, and then, I think that the Rise of Red started off with a lot of potential. Very interesting, visually, like very pretty. The songs were kind of interesting. Some of them have that newer style, like Lin-Manuel Miranda musical style that's gone into like every Disney movie since Hamilton came out, which I loved Hamilton, loved it. But now it's sort of like every musical has like a mixture of like singing and like talk rap, as the style, which I don't know if it like works for everything for me, just for me personally. But yeah, I watched the movie and was like, oh, like this is an interesting premise that the evil queen, or not evil queen, that the Queen of Hearts went bad in her youth because something bad had happened to her, and so they're going to go back in time and fix that thing so that she won't be evil anymore. So it's like time travel, which can get pretty rough with storytelling if you're not like specifically writing sci-fi that's thoughtful about the idea of a time travel and what that does in like a storytelling aspect. So the girl's the daughter of Cinderella, Chloe Charming, and then Red, the daughter of the Queen of Hearts, go back in time to like fix things at the high school where her mom went, and then we meet Bridget, which is the younger version of her mom, and she's very sweet and nice and everything. It's just like, okay. And then it kind of all starts to like, don't, fall apart at the seams, don't read too closely, don't pay too close of attention, because it was like, well, they played a prank on this girl in high school, and that's why she turned evil, which is funny because it's like the Queen of Hearts is like one of the most evil characters. Like, she's literally like a horrible, horrible, malevolent dictator who is like, chop off with their heads. Like, it's really funny that a prank in high school is what sent her down this path. It was like, okay, a prank? That's not very convincing, but okay, it's a prank. So they kept going along that storyline of it being like a prank, and I was like, maybe there's some confusion. Maybe it wasn't just a prank, but it was like some sort of betrayal, because Bridget's friend when she was young was Ella, which was Cinderella when she was younger, and they were close friends. And then there was like a 2-second clip where, Prince Charming had kind of come into the picture, and it seemed like, you know, Bridget maybe liked him, but he liked Ella. And I was like, oh, is it like a love triangle thing or something? Really? And then, you know, her friend, her best and only friend, Cinderella, betrays her, and that's why she goes evil. Like, in just the most simplest like explanation to me feels like a more interesting storytelling opportunity, that just like maybe there was a misunderstanding or some sort of hurt feeling about something, who likes who, or if it had to be this prank, that maybe it was, she thought that Cinderella did the prank on her and that's her only friend, so her only friend betrayed her and that's what turned her evil. Like, that to me makes like way more sense than the group of the high school villains that we've seen the characters in other movies, Maleficent and Hades and all of them, and the new character of Ursula's sister. I don't know why it couldn't just be Ursula, had like pulled this prank on her and that's what turned her evil, which doesn't make sense, because why would she care about those characters? They weren't her friends in the first place, and they're villains, they're rude to everyone. So of course they would like do something rude to her as well. Why would that be such a huge turning point for her? That doesn't really make sense, especially for it to be such a sharp and serious turn. So I was like, the writing here is just not doing it for me. And then we get to the point where like, okay, we like stopped them from doing this like prank or whatever. Okay, let's just go right back and we're gonna travel back into the current time. And then it was like, oh, everything's good. And it was like, it just whiplash. Like the last little bit of the film really felt like there could have been like at least 30 more minutes of explanation for what happened, or more like in-depth storytelling there with the characters. But it was just so quick and so simple, and it just felt so rushed, and like this was not the original plan. I mean, I don't know, but it doesn't feel like it was the original plan in watching it. So unfortunately, I found the movie to be a bit disappointing. I think it had so much potential with the characters and everything, but I really would have loved to seen, if you're gonna explore, you know, what makes a person who's good go bad, that's an interesting story to tell, even in a movie made for kids and tweens. Like, it doesn't have to be, you know, an Oscar-worthy film to have like a narrative that has some heart. You know, a lot of kids programming has a lot of heart, and you know, there can be good storytelling in it. So it was kind of felt like it missed the mark there on just telling a story about that just feels a little bit more understandable. Like, make this fantastical world have a little bit of realness and heart, and make it make like sense, you know, like, you know, what happened there, or, you know, explore the friendship breaking between Cinderella and the Queen of Hearts. Like, that's an interesting story to tell, but they didn't really spend time telling that story, and they just rushed to the end and left it on like a kind of a weird, not really cliffhanger, but just super weird ending that I'm sure there'll be another movie and maybe they'll tie it up then. I don't know. But yeah, a little bit disappointing for the first entry into this new series. And side note to Chloe Charming, adorable character, so cute, so pretty. The poor girl's wig throughout the whole thing, it was so intensely distracting, because from one scene to the next, it would change lengths drastically, drastic length change, texture change, just like, it was like, sometimes it would look disheveled for no reason, other times it was looking really, really perfect. It was just, what is going on with this poor girl's hair? The other character's hair was like, okay, it wasn't quite as bad. Young Cinderella's was kind of a problem, but poor Chloe Charming, one of the main characters in the film, her hair just a disaster from start to finish. So yeah, that's my little ramble about Rise of Red. Let me know in the comments, what did you think of the movie? What you agree or disagree with my hot takes here? Did you get into the movie like me because of these new dolls, because they're so pretty? Or were you a fan previously? So let me know your thoughts all about it. Thanks for listening to me ramble. If you like listening to me ramble about media like this, let me know and I can do it more often for you. I'd be happy to. Just trying out something a little different for the channel. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!